and welcome to another video. Well, as you saw, this morning I went out with my pal Jenny and we were planning to go out, well, we weren't planning to do anything. We normally go out and do some drawing, but it was such a nice day to just be relaxing. And we haven't seen each other since before the start of the summer holidays because she's got 2 kids, so she's like busy in the holidays. And it was just nice to have a brunch and a catch up. And she got me a lovely gift of some books. So if you're watching this, Jenny, thank you once again. She got me a Brian Wildsmith book, which I've never seen any of Brian Wildsmith's stuff in books. If you've watched me for a while, you'll remember that I went to see the Brian Wildsmith exhibition with my sister and I love his stuff. So now I've got one of his kids' books and a couple of other books as well, which were amazing. So I'm going to have fun having a look through those and actually reading the stories as well. But we didn't get any drawing done. We went to the Sheffield Botanical Gardens. We had a little look around the gardens. Then we went around some charity shops. And I did get a couple of other things in the charity shops as well, which I will show you now. But yeah, this isn't a drawing video. Sorry, this is not what I planned. I thought we were going to do some drawing, so I was going to show you some sketchbooks. But this is sometimes just what happens. And it's nice to give yourself the freedom to change your plans. It's probably worth me putting this in the video because I've recently been feeling like the pressure to do certain things by a certain time and in a certain way, like in terms of illustration career and all that kind of stuff. But I think that it's very important to realise that you don't have to do things in a certain way, in a certain time scale, in a certain timeline. And today's one of those days as well. So it's worth remembering and worth mentioning to you as well. If you're an illustrator, experience in life is as important as drawing it. And sometimes when you're drawing it, you can not see everything. So experiencing things like missing the bus like we did today, and just rifling through charity shops and looking at people as we were having our brunch without feeling like we need to be drawing this thing. It's really nice to actually do that without the pressure of feeling like you have to be doing it in a certain way. But an exciting part of the day is I came home and I have a bathroom update. Unfortunately, this bath is not filled for me, but you can see we've got plumbing and apparently the water's in there just to give the bath some weight because he has siliconed some of it down. So we've got a bath. Let me put you on bigger size. We've got our bath back, taps on, plumbed in. The toilet is the old toilet. New sink, which is a lot smaller than our old sink. So this gives us loads more room. And you can't tell on camera because it still looks like a very, very small bathroom. But this feels now so much bigger. It's magic to me how when there was nothing in this room, it felt so tiny. It felt like you were standing on a postage stamp. And now the more that they've put in, the more they've put back in bit by bit, the bigger it feels. If you don't know, by the way, I've been getting my bathroom done, as you can probably tell. Right, I have coffee in hand. Let me show you not only a closer look at what Jenny got me, but what I got from the charity shop too. Okay, so these are the books that I got today. This bunny book is a Richard Scarry book, which Jenny got me today. Richard Scarry is one of the illustrators from my childhood, author illustrators. And it's just a deliciously nostalgic book. I'm going to have a lot of fun having a look at the pictures in these. Also, one thing I really love is that this has an inscription from Easter 1989. Happy Easter 1989, which I love. I love a book with an inscription. Not something you see very often in newer books anymore from the charity shop, so that's really lovely. But this as well, never heard of this one. So it's Dawn McNiff, Love from Alfie McPoonst. Is that right? Love from Alfie McPoonst, The Best Dog Ever, illustrated by Patricia Metola. And it is illustrated really well. Jenny says it is a lovely story as well. I've got to admit, I do look at the pictures first in a children's book. I love the palette. I love how painterly it is. I love seeing how other people do things. But apparently it is a really, really lovely story. So I'm going to have loads of fun having a read through that. And the next one is The Hare and the Tortoise, illustrated by Brian Wildsmith. So it's obviously based on the fable. Let's see what year this is from. What does it say? It's first published in 1966, and this is from 1989 as well. And Brian Wildsmith was who the exhibition that I've recently seen in Barnsley. It's on until January. If you are in the area, if you're in the UK and you're able to get to Barnsley to go and see that before January, I recommend it. The illustrations in that exhibition are amazing, and as beautiful as the printed stuff is, the originals are so vibrant and so flipping delicious that I recommend seeing them in real life. I mean, they're so beautiful in a book, but they leap off the page when you see the originals. And I think I've seen some from this. I'm pretty sure some of these illustrations were in the exhibition. I might be wrong. But I do love... Yeah, this fox was in there, I'm pretty sure. He had so much work. But yeah, can totally recommend it. Love the use of colour. Can't believe I'd never heard of Brian Wildsmith before Jenny mentioned him. And then I ended up going to see the exhibition with my sister. But hopefully we will go back again. Jen and me. Look at this picture, my goodness, with the carrots underground, all the colours. You wouldn't think necessarily of putting all those colours in soil. But it works so well. So I'm going to have loads of fun looking through these. Thank you, Jenny. So... these are ones from today. So I got a Chris Horton book. It's a board book of Oh No George. I tried to buy this in a charity shop last time I went out with Jenny, and unfortunately the book was scribbled all over. But this one is perfect. So I got it for the illustrations, but it's lovely to see how other people do stories too. So that was £1. And this one, which looked really interesting, from Junko Morimoto, Big Nuisance. And if you've followed me before, if you've seen my videos, you'll know that I love illustrations and books. You'll know that I love books from non-English backgrounds. And this is from a non-English culture. Let me see where it is from. I'm assuming. It's all assumptions. I love how painterly it is. Like we were saying, how it was done, like ink, like wet on wet techniques with ink, maybe. So I think it's about a giant that gets a tree growing out of his ear. Published by Red Fox. Let me see if I can find any. There you go. Junko Morimoto was born in Hiroshima and came to live in Australia in 1982. So it's Australian via Japan. Look at me assuming that it's a man. Internalized patriarchy. She has written and illustrated many best-selling picture books, including My Hiroshima, The Inch Boy, Conjuro and the Bears, winner of the CBC Picture Book of the Year 1987, The Two Bullies, and Run Damon Run. One of Australia's best loved picture book artists. So it's an Australian book, doesn't have any publication details in there, so I don't know when it's from, but it doesn't look like a brand new book. But I just found the illustrations really interesting. Oh, it does have publication information. It isn't an old book. I mean, to me, it's not an old book. So this one is copyright 2003. It does say down here, Big Nuisance, Morimoto Junko, 1932. So maybe it's a reprint of an older book. But I just loved the illustrations, thought it was delicious and something that I haven't seen before. And if you know me, I'm all after seeing how, like, the new ways that you can do something, the new ways that you can tell a story. So I just love the illustrations, how it had been done. So that's that. I'm going to leave this video here now. So hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Maybe even we will do some sketching together. It depends. With all this building work, I'm kind of, I'm restricted on where I can go because I'm trying to stay in. So my cat Rolly doesn't get scared and run out of the house. He is an indoor cat, even though we do take him on harnesses and things and we go for walks with him. He spends the majority of his time indoors, so I don't want him to be left on his own and accidentally be let out, you know, if the wind blows a door open. And yeah, so we're trying to be in for him as much as we can. Andy was in today while I was out. So we'll see what we get done. We'll see what we get done, but I'm pleased with how much progress is being made in the bathroom so far. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. So I will hopefully catch you in the next video, and until then, bye.